I think it's clear that this was an exceptional season in the whole North Pacific. We had a record number of very high-intensity storms.
It was the most active hurricane typhoon year on record, both in terms of Category 3, 4, and 5 storms, a substantial increase over previous levels.
And when you put that together with Haiyan a few years ago, which was perhaps the most intense storm to make landfall in that part of the world.
This is a look inside perhaps one of the strongest storms in recorded history.
Oh my God!
It begins to beg the question, why? Why now?
Super Typhoon Haiyan that fed off of record ocean temperatures. And we know that the warmer the ocean surface, the more moisture and more heat that's available to intensify hurricanes and typhoons.
Very strong El Nino we've had in place since really early to mid 2015. That El Nino has weakened pretty steadily in early 2016.
El Ninos change ocean currents and winds in a way that brings some of the heat buried beneath the surface of the oceans to the surface.
So one of the things that normally happens with El Nino events, all of the action shifts into the tropical Pacific. So when the activity is in the Pacific, there is clear skies and lighter winds over the Atlantic and over the Indian Ocean. And so the Indian Ocean and the Atlantic subsequently warm up.
If you put more heat energy into the air, you've got more energy available to power a stronger storm.
NOAA is giving us about a 75% chance by near the end of the year that we will be in La Nina.
La Nina, which is occasionally a rebound from an El Nino. In 1997, the huge El Nino that we had flipped and turned into a massive La Nina.
The odds, I believe, of Florida being hit by hurricane are about twice as much during La Nina as during El Nino.
We realized that the thermodynamic limit for the hurricane wind speed must go up as you warm the climate. We've known that now for close to 35 years. So you expect to see more storms at the very high end, and there is evidence that indeed the frequency of the high end events are going up.
We expect the strongest storms to become even stronger, the most damaging storms to become even more damaging, and that's what we're seeing play out.
It's the high end events that are most destructive historically, so this is very worrying. More than half the damage that's been done in the United States by storms dating back to the middle of the 19th century has been done essentially by just 8 events. So it really is the rare events, the Katrinas, the Sandys, that do the overwhelming amount of damage. And your average run-of-the-mill hurricane will do some damage and be memorable in the local place that it affects, but it doesn't really amount to a hill of beans compared to what the big storms do.